Movie stars need to look a certain way or sound a certain way. The musical artists, they have a talent, they have a voice, they have personality, charisma. And it's almost like, to get in the fame or spotlight, you need to possess those qualities. And sometimes it can cause many, especially young people, to kind of wonder if they're not good enough because there's only a small percentage, really, of people who possess all those qualities combined together. But how does God look at a person? Let's go to 1 Samuel 16, verse 7, and discover how God looks at somebody. God had come upon the prophet Samuel and told him to go to the house of Jesse and to anoint one of his sons to be the future king of Israel. Now, Samuel was not told which son, just to anoint one of the sons of Jesse. When David's father Jesse found out about this, he prepared everything and a feast and a banquet for the prophet Samuel. And he brought all of his sons together to sit and eat with the prophet so the prophet could look upon them and see which one the Lord tells him is the one chosen to be the future king. And it is just so fascinating that the youngest son was not invited to the banquet. The youngest son, probably the small, skinny teenager, was left to tend to the sheep. And so Samuel looks upon the oldest of Jesse's sons. Big man, broad shoulders, fit and strong and bold and handsome. But have a look at verse 7, what God says to Samuel when he looks upon this young man. But the Lord said to Samuel, do not look at his appearance or at his physical stature, because I have refused him. For the Lord does not see as man sees. For man looks at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. And so God speaks through Samuel and rejects the oldest son as the one who was chosen. And then Jesse gets all of his sons to pass by the prophet, and the prophet is like, what's going on? God has not chosen any of these. Do you have another son? He says to Jesse. And Jesse's like, yeah, the young one who's out tending the sheep. Samuel says, go and get him. Jesse calls for David. Look at verse 12. So he sent and brought him in. Now he was ruddy, with bright eyes and good looking. And the Lord said, arise, anoint him, for this is the one. Then Samuel took the horn of oil and anointed him in the midst of his brothers. And the Spirit of the Lord came upon David from that day forward. So Samuel arose and went to Ramah. The one that is least expected, that is the one that God chooses.